Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Floris Bogert with this session. I think an exciting session about the lowland climate adaptation. Low-lying parts in the around the world, actually, northern coast of Java will be the focus of this session as well. Me myself, I'm from the Netherlands, as you maybe know. There's low-lying ground. A lot of them. I live under sea level, but now I'm actually in the States. It's 3 o'clock in the night here, and so I had to wake up for this session. But very excited. I'm in New Orleans now, and probably in 2005 they had a storm surge, Katrina, and also low-lying grounds that are very affected by climate change, as all over the world. So, just as an introduction, this is a very exciting and important topic to run. So, on this topic, we have five speakers that will share their knowledge about the technical solutions, but also about the governance and the citizen science and the participation. And we'll show you some examples that might help you to make your area more resilient. And I hope we build up a network to share these examples. So, I'm not going to talk very long, but I am actually the first speaker as an introduction. So I will share my screen and start with some slides and also introduce you to the next speakers. Um, oh my God. I'm not sure if this is happening again. This morning I couldn't share my screen, and now this is the case again for some. That's really terrible. I'm not sure why this is happening. Okay, can you, or we just start maybe with the first presentation of Pa Imam then, I would say. Is that possible? You skip me, then we have more time. Maybe that's the best. Let's give the floor to the real experts, I would say. So maybe we can start with Pa Imam sharing his screen.
Thank you, Floris. Let me to share slide.
Yes, that would be great. Yeah, and to give a short introduction, maybe to save some time and get ready. My mom have doing research for quite a long time. He's a real expert on floating urbanization and has a lot of examples. And it was a very privilege to work with him on several research papers. So feel free to start, by mom.
Okay. Thank you. Can you see my slide? Hello.
Now we see your computer. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
Is a presentation coming up? Otherwise, maybe the technical assistant can help. Hoping it's not the most easiest program in the world.
Yeah, okay. So it's okay. You can see my slide.
I think so. I'm having some technical difficulty as well. But I would say start.
Okay.
Yeah, it's shared.
I can start. Floris, and
Yes.
can you heard me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So uh, thank you for the winner committee. I am happy to be present the winner conference today, and thank you, Floris, as a moderator, and our colleague that have already quite a long time work together for water management, climate change in north of Java, especially Central Java. Yeah, I like to present the concept and action plan that of protection and adaptation the lowland area than sea level. Yeah. Plan of presentation. I start with introduction, flooding. There are extreme rainfall and high sea water level in north of Java, and then uh, we watch about land subsidence and sea level rise in northern of Central Java, and I like to update condition during flooding and inundation, and then we have already make a plan and some action, yeah, to avoid, to anticipate, to mitigate the flooding in lowland in north of Java, and then I will conclude my presentation. Yeah. We have big rainfall in north of Central Java, maybe three time or can be four time than Netherlands. Yeah? For example, in February 2021, in Semarang have rainfall intensity 171 millimeter a day, and 1 week after we had 156 millimeter a day, and this extreme rainfall experiences flooding in important area in Semarang, yeah? Airport and heritage city, the central city, and also our campus. Yeah. And several area, not only in Semarang, but from Brebes, west of Central Java, Tegal, Pekalongan, Demak, Semarang, yeah, if this flooding. And what effort and innovation are needed to mitigate the disaster. Yeah, why there are inundation? First, about the extreme rainfall, and the second one, high sea water level. Last May 2022, we have the biggest sea level. Uh, can be 2.1 meters in Semarang, and also north of Central Java. And we know that in north of Central Java have about plus 1 meter, or between 0.5 to 1.5 meter. As our campus have about 1 meter. So normally we have a big inundation, but some area that protected by polder system, there are no inundation, yeah, because there are sea dike protect this high seawater level. But some area that not have border protection uh, affected this tidal flood. Yeah, and the most accident in this time is in Semarang Harbor, Tanjung Mas Harbor, because some of dike collapse and then all area inundate. And this harbor in Semarang have about 0.5 meter to 1 meter, 1.5 meter. So in general, in this harbor have inundation about 1 meters water. Okay, and we have research about this case, lowland in north of Java, Brebes in the west, and then Tegal, Pekalongan, where is Pak Cahyukti head of this area, and then Semarang and Demak also Bumila have already many experience inundation in Demak. Yeah. Okay. Next. Yes. So the two cause of inundation in lowland area, first sea level rise, which I mentioned in this figure, and then land subsidence. Yeah. How many sea level rise and land subsidence? Okay, next. Yeah. Land subsidence in Semarang and Pekalongan is between 3 centimeter or 13 centimeter a year. Some area where it's close of a harbor can be more, yeah, can be 15 centimeter a year. For example, in our campus have about 5 centimeter a year land subsidence. And this data I have from our colleague from IDB. Next. Yeah, there are land subsidence and sea level rise. According to Bappenas, north of Java have sea level rise about 8 millimeter a year. Next. Yeah. Yeah, I like to update the condition, flooding, and several protection in north of Central Java. First, Brebes. Brebes in Randusanga area have a big tidal flood, and no, there are they don't have protection right now, but they start to make a building with floating building, and we create a floating market in Brebes to anticipate the tidal flood. And then Tegal have some area protected by polder system, and but not all this area protected. Next. Pekalongan, where is Pak Cahyukti? Maybe can explain more. Have there are one or two good implemented policy system, for example, in Pekalongan agency, Monokerto, have a good implementation policy system, and this area have no more flooding right now. And then in Pekalongan City, have already start to protect this area by tidal flood because Pekalongan city have also land subsidence, and then this area become lower than sea level. And some area have already protected polder system, and now have uh, contraction, polder system in another area. Next. Yeah, in Semarang, almost 80%, good protected by polder system. Banger River, whereas have cooperation between ASK Rotterdam Water Board and Semarang City, and then Semarang drainage system, Tenggang and Seringin. But during extreme rainfall, uh, in the important area in Semarang still uh, have flooding. Yeah, but not not cause of tidal. Yeah, not cause of tidal, but extreme rainfall, including our campus protected by polycystic, but during extreme rainfall still inundation. Yeah, next. Yeah, and also in Demak, especially in Sayong, where is frontier between Semarang have big tidal flood. Yeah, maybe Mila will present this area, and this area have no polder system, right now, but they have plan to protect it by toll road polder system. Yeah, some area, not all area in Demak will protected by polder system that integrated with toll road. Next. Yeah, and we have note some action for handling tidal flood in the area where it's lower than sea level. First, we build a policy system, yeah, and then we start the project regionaling, and then Spongy area, Cascade and Spongy area. The second and the third point have ID from project water as leverage, whereas created by RVO, the Netherlands, and we also not integrated solution, strong need uh, to handle the problem. Next. Yeah, a polder system have component storage, drainage system, sea dike, and pump station. And we at the time to time we add the pump capacity, like in Semarang we add the each year's pump capacity, permanent pump and mobile pump as well, in Semarang, and we prepare also a mobile pump for emergency condition. And we mention here pump capacity in Pekalongan, in Pabian pump station, and then the middle is in Semarang, Seringin pump station, and the third figure is example of mobile pump, mobile pump for handling the tide. Next. Uh, Okay, and we build more water storage. Water storage can be a pond and also long storage. Yeah, we build some area a retention pond in Brebes, Pekalongan, Semarang, and Tegal. Yeah. and land use control, keep blue area. Yeah, this mean we keep water area in for the system. Next. Yeah, and we start regionaling, yeah, in interconnected channel, and then also flushing capacity, because we know some canal or some river have less water during extreme rainfall, but another river is overload flow rate. So we make join the river to manage water, not anticipate the flooding. Yeah, we make the regional link this year in Semarang city. Next. And we, according to water slave rates from RPO 2019, we have also a program cascade and spong. Yeah, this mean we make a cross canal in this area to anticipate water from upstream, and we build more infiltration well, biopori, and yeah, some try to make groundwater box. Yeah. Next. Yeah, and we remind that not only technical aspect we work, but also we need to another multi aspect and stakeholders. And this program cooperate with that's water authority or HK Rotterdam Water Board to create the water management by managed by multi-aspect and and many and multi-stakeholders like government, community, business, academic. We work together to manage five aspects: yeah, legal, technical, financial, institution, and social. So yeah, we try to work all to anticipate the land where it's lower than sea level, like and that, and we learn many, yeah, we learn many this our institution from that where is also have land lower than sea level. And one of inauguration, yeah, inauguration policy system in Semarang by Prime Minister from Prime Minister the Netherlands and our government, and in this moment I was there also. Thank you. Thank you well.
Terima kasih, Pak Imam. Very great presentation with a lot of scary numbers on subsidence and sea level rise and inundation of 1 meter, but also solutions. So that's really great. Thank you so much. Let me remind everyone to have questions in the chat so that we can address them after all the presentations. But I think due to time, we will go to Rick Heiko with his presentation. Thanks, Rick, for joining us.
Hello, good afternoon, Floris, or good morning in the Netherlands. Good night in USA.
Exactly. It's a good timing. So, yeah, thanks, Rick. I think we can start your presentation, maybe as a short introduction. Also, Rick from the Applied University of Rotterdam, we did a long cooperation as well. And I'm sure you're going to talk about some of the results of research that we've done together on the participation in this case. So not only the technical part that Pakiman was focusing, but also the research of Rick is, of course, very important. So the floor is yours, Rick.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try.
You look the same way as I did when we started this session. I couldn't share my screen, so so let's see if all technical things work, and otherwise they can share the presentation for you. Yeah. All right. Perfect. We have a visual. Put it full screen.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my presentation. Today I will present about citizen participation in polder management, case study Semarang. My name is Rick Heikoop and I work as a senior lecturer of water management at Rotterdam University of Applied Sciences. And I also work at a Center for Expertise of Social Innovation, where citizen participation is an important aspect of our research. So the outline of this presentation is, let's take a walk in Semarang 2011, before the polder system was implemented. And then I would like to discuss with you some failure and success factors in stakeholder engagement. Okay, maybe not all viewers know where Semarang is located. Maybe some viewers from the Netherlands. Well, Semarang is located in the north coast of the island of Java. And you see here the red dot. That's the location of Semarang. Semarang is an important city. It has about 1.5 million residents. And it's, I think, the fifth largest city in Indonesia. There is a long collaboration between the Netherlands and Semarang. As you can see here, and this is one of the earliest map of Semarang of 1695. And you can see here the Dutch colonial fort Vijfhoek located in Semarang. And on the right side, you see the map of Semarang from Google Maps from yesterday, 2022. And it's a big metropolitan region already, prone to flooding and land subsidence, as Pa Imam explained in the previous presentation. Well, in 2022, the city looks nice. It's dry at the city center, and the floodings are less than in 2011. When we were there in 2011, we could see
Hi, Rick.
that
Sorry, we don't see your screen, the map. So you, please share the other screen with the full screen. You probably have two monitors, or just slide over, because now we still see your beginning slideshow, if you can. This could help as well. So now we see Kota Lama Semarang 2011 as a slide.
So now it works?
Well, not full screen, but it's fine if this is what we could do. And just slide down then. Yeah, we're now at Kota Lama. Yeah.
Okay, this was the previous slide. The historical map of Semarang and the current...
Sorry, we don't see the historical slide. Go to slideshow then. Push. Did you do slideshow? So now we see the historical map.
This one?
Yeah, now we see the historical map. Yes.
Okay.
I will be with you. Go on.
Okay, sorry. Okay, here you see the historical map and the metropolitan city of Semarang as it is today. 2022, the city center, the Kota Lama, has been restored. But in 2011, it was completely different. Here you see the old city of Kota Lama, and you see the buildings are not maintained.
Actually, we don't see that. Did you put slideshow? Yeah, sorry. So now we see Kota Lama. So you really have to go down with the slides.
Okay, like this?
Yeah, now we see Kota. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, I will take you in a walk in the Kota Lama. Now, as you can see here, this is during, not necessarily during rainy season, but even during the dry periods, part of Kota Lama were flooded. And you see even here is a building of the Kereta Api Indonesia, at the National Railway of Indonesia. And you can see part of those buildings are completely flooded and they're not in use anymore. Of course, there's an office building and currently is in use as a fishing pond. But also if you go to walk to the residential areas, you can see because of the land subsidence and the frequent flooding, people are just leaving those the old Kota Lama area because they cannot live there anymore, because it's so wet, so frequent flooding, land subsidence, and their houses are underwater permanently in some areas. There's also another building that is completely dilapidated. Used to be a residential area, but the people moved out. Some nice pictures showing you the same situation in 2011. Here you see some people even took some measures to keep the water out in their house, but with the increasing land subsidence, more frequent flooding, even people cannot live in their house anymore. Now, of course, the city government of Semarang did some interventions. As you can see here, they elevated the streets, so the streets were not flooded anymore. But the effect of this was that the water flowed from the higher areas, from the higher located streets into the houses, as you can see here. And you can see here there's a very unhealthy situation. People cannot live here anymore if your house is always flooded with water. So what people did, so some people with higher incomes, they changed their house, they rebuilt their house, and you can see an example that the ground floor was filled up with stones and sand, and the people moved up to the next floor. Of course, these were people who had financial means to modify their houses. And here you can see some other examples. People heightened their house up to half a meter. So this, when you walk to the area in 2011, you can see people took measures to improve their well-being and elevate their houses. But then in 2011, here is the kondisi saat ini, the current situation. And you can see here the river Banger, number 3, is very high, and the houses are lower than the river. So whenever time it's raining, so the houses would be flooded, as you can see here on the right side of the picture. Walking in the area, you could see the Banger River is located higher than the land. And of course, it's a very unhealthy and unwanted situation. So then in 2011, the Banger Polder project was opened by the governor of Central Java province and the prime minister of the Netherlands. It was in 2016, as you can see here, and this is the main pumping station that was officially opened. And how does it work? Now, basically, the residential area, as I just showed you, there's a retention pond, and when heavy rain is predicted, or when it's heavy rain is falling, so the pumping station will pump away the excess water into the Banger River. So basically, this is the principle of a polder system. From the lower level, the water is pumped into the higher level, into the river, and then the river can discharge into the sea. Now, of course, what happened? You can see here one historical building, the historical building Spiegel building. In 2011, it was dilapidated. No investors want to invest in those colonial area. But after the polder project was established, you could see money would flow into the Kota Lama, and those old historical buildings were transferred into, for example, here a Grand Cafe or a restaurant. Okay, now then I come to citizen participation, why it is important, and why support for the polder project is important. Of course, in the first place, nobody wants to go back to the situation as it was before, as it is very unhealthy and unwanted. But the second question is, of course, you need support, because who is going to pay for the maintenance of the polder system and the management of the polder system and investment when calamity happens? A water management tax. The citizens of the polder area, they should contribute to the polder system to maintain the system. And this is a video from 2011. We're not going to watch it, but you could see if you watch the video that the people in the Comedian area in Semarang, they did not understand the polder system. They do not understand how it works. And of course, if you don't know what the polder system is and how it works, and you're also not willing to pay for the maintenance. Now we work with Unisula University since 2011, and there's a lot of exchange of young professionals going to Semarang, coming to Rotterdam, and vice versa, in collaboration with the Water Board Schieland en Krimpenerwaard, who implemented the polder project in Semarang. And recent outcome of a study that was conducted 2 months ago, the failure and success factors of stakeholder engagement, and especially engagement of residents, a SWOT analysis, what are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So a big group of residents was interviewed for this in Semarang. And what, according to them, the strengths of the polder project are that no more flooding occurs in residential areas. The opportunities that they identified are that residents are willing to work with the local government to maintain the polder system. So it was clearly that there is a willingness of residents to collaborate with the local government to maintain the polder system. A weakness is identified by the researchers that the pump workers are too late to turn on the pumping station in times of heavy rain. So that means when heavy rain occurs and you turn on the pump too late, that still flooding occurs in the polder system. And a threat, according to the residents, is there is not enough awareness about the management of the polder system. And of course, if there is no awareness about a polder system, then there is also no willingness to pay for the management of the polder system. So it's very important that a communication strategy is set up, a participation strategy, so that all residents in the Semarang area are aware of the polder system. Some general recommendations: make sure that the promises made by the project organization are kept, so that you are trustworthy. Make sure that the choices by the project organization can be justified, transparency, and make sure that you use the local knowledge of the residents, where the flood occurs, for example, of what are local problems, and engage the residents. And with this, I would like to finalize my presentation, and let's work together and engage more citizens. Thank you for your attention. Back to Floris Bogart.
Yes, thank you, Rick. Very interesting presentation, and nice visuals as well. A tour to Java Semarang in this case, so that is great. No questions in the chat, so still feel free to post your questions to Rick, Baaiman, but also the next speakers, of course. So after the presentations, we can have some questions and answers. So I think for now we will continue then to Ibu Camila, senior lecturer. We'll talk about participation and, of course, gender, participation in this case as well. I would say the floor is yours. So let's see if you can share your presentation.
It's my time now, Floris?
Yes, yeah, you can present your
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Floris, for time for me to present my presentation about gender and climate change, which I will maybe this, I don't, I'm not sure, but
yeah, no worries.
I have
share.
Oh no, okay, this maybe.
Sometimes you freeze at my screen, and sometimes it's quite difficult to share the presentation. I had difficulty. Are you still there, Mila? Yes, there's a presentation coming up. I hope Mila is there as well. think we're having some difficulties with the connection. Mila's gone. It would be very nice that I would know the content of the presentation and give the presentation, but that's not the case. So let's see if Mila comes back. If that's not the case, we could move on. Maybe I will use this moment as well that if you have any questions after the presentations from Imam and Rick, please post them in the chat. That will be great. Did we lose Mila? I think we did, right? So maybe
Oh,
we should then.
Ole, okay. Okay.
Should be
Sorry,
as
because maybe network something go wrong.
yeah.
Maybe Ibu Uswa can help me to share the presentation, because if I share my presentation, the network is going wrong.
Perfect. And there it comes. So the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Floris, and everybody here. This is my presentation is about flood or tidal flood and land subsidence on gender perspective. Why I I picked my title about gender perspective, because not many research that's concerned about gender perspective in lowland or in a tidal flood or and land subsidence. So maybe from other slide we know about they adapt or they mitigation or they survive or struggle with the land subsidence and flood. Maybe next. Yeah, this is my profile or our community profile. Now I'm a lecturer in urban and regional planning from 1998 until now, especially in urban and regional planning. And my major is about environmental and gender. This is a few of our what is it our produce about land subsidence flood or what is it tidal flood. We produce a book about land subsidence in coastal area, especially in Semarang and Sayung. This is Malih dari Segoro. We said Malih dari Segoro because every area in Sayung is become a sea. So maybe in the map you can see how bad situation in Sayung. And the second, when Pak Imam said that in 23rd May, Semarang, not only Semarang, but all of Central Java hit by high tide, and then breakwater in Semarang break down. So we make a investigation report about that, and we accompany the Sayung, not Sayung, Timbul Sloko area to rebuild the alley uh, for the activity of the people. Okay, maybe next. This is a overview maybe about why gender is important, or why woman perspective is important to know that they have a different situation, different perspective, and different impact and adaptation in tidal flood or land subsidence. According many research that said that woman is the most safer people because of climate change, and in 141 country the proportion is about for 4-1 for women and 1 for men, I think. There's many kind of form impact and adaptation depend on ecological situation, social culture and political and economic situation. So different situation make different form and different adaptation. Inequality in gender made a different form of adaptation and women more adaptive than a man in disaster circumstances. This is a few of research that said about the situation. And there are many experience and knowledge based on women adaptation which are important to learn in facing climate change in the future. So many of experience of women sometime uh, we don't write in the article. We only said is from the researchers said, but not from the people in the area that we must expect about the experience about that. Next maybe ah, this I want to show the situation. This is Ibu Muji. After they look after, they uh, take her child to the hospital, and then they must use a boat to go to home because no other road to go to the home. So in the evening they must with a boat. And this situation is in Bedono, is one family in the middle of the sea. Only one family in the middle of sea. They decide not to go anywhere, only in the middle of the sea. Okay, maybe next. Maybe yeah. Okay, this is Sayung. This is Semarang. Maybe this is Sayung. Sayung have what is it? Six or seven yeah, seven hamlet. But in the coastal area they have Sri Wulan, Bedono, Timbul Sloko and Surodadi. This is Sidogemah and Purwosari, not the area that border of the coastal area. So we have research about Bedono, Triwulan, and Timbul Sloko area that in the coastal area that have tidal flood or land subsidence. This is the location is Demak, and near from our campus is only maybe 30 minutes to go to the area. So it's very near from our campus. Next, maybe Ibu Tin. Okay, this is I said about Makja. The name is Ibu Pasija. This is we said is a local hero in Bedono because this the only family in Bedono. Almost 200 household is already moving to the land, and they don't want to moving to the land. They said they want to caring about the mangrove in the area, and they caring about mangrove. And now mangrove is make her uh, uh, economic because from the mangrove they have many kind product like tea and sell seed of mangrove. This is Ibu Pasija, and they said that they willing to stay here because they want to look after the mangrove. Even the situation, I don't think so that many want to live in the water because the situation. They said they are from 2016 they already increased their house is 3 times, and for one increase is about 1 meters. So now it's already 3 times until 2022. Maybe I you can see the in inner of the house. Okay, next maybe. This is location of Makja. This is the mangrove. This is the house of Ibu Pasija or Makja. We said that many researchers come here, many journalists come here, many students come here to what is it? To research, to write about what they feel about uh, stay in the living in the on water, but they still said that they already decided to live in water. So this is the mangrove that already grow from 2016. The last people moving to the area in to the land, and they still here. And this is the mangrove tea. This is the mangrove tea, and the mangrove tea is sell by other NGO from Surabaya. So the NGO from Surabaya help Ibu Pasija to sell the mangrove tea. Okay, next. This is a few award to Ibu Pasija because they protect and preserve mangrove. There is a Kalpataru and the award from the Central Java government to look after mangrove. Okay. Next, maybe. The second area is Timbul Sloko. This is the area of Timbul Sloko. Timbul Sloko is already kampung or hamlet that in the water, on water. From 2017. Before that, the area is still on the land or on the land. So from 2017 until now, they already in the water or on the water. This is the profile. There's 100 house and about 153 household. And for activity, they're using the ali is from bamboo and wooden. Is long is about 150 100 kilo 1 kilometer and 50 meters. 150 kilometers, and this is they have a cemetery too. This or grave or cemetery. So the people have died. They buried in the cemetery. This is the house. Maybe you can see. This is the width of the bamboo. Alley is about 1 meter, so they cannot use a motorcycle. Only for walking. Okay. Next, maybe. Yeah, maybe if you want to read about the situation in Timbul Sloko into July of 2020, the journalist from National Geographic write about the situation in Timbul Sloko. So you can see the situation of Timbul Sloko. When I share the photo, sometimes people said it's the Bajo, but I said it's not Bajo, it's Sayung, it's Timbul Sloko. It's different from Bajo tribes. It's Timbul Sloko. This is the situation when before the Ramadan they go to the cemetery or grave to pray to their parents or their ancestor and something like that, to have what is it good uh, uh, good for Ramadan. Okay, maybe next. This is the grave when I show you in the photo before, and in this situation 2021, you see the grave is already in the water, but from many many people, many community help the inhabitant to build again the cemetery or grave. elevated using used tire. So they surround of the grave, they use a tire. So now the grave is dry, and they can bury their family in the area. Okay. Maybe next. Yeah, it is the situation. Maybe the location of the timbul sloko, that I say that they use bamboo or wooden to daily activity, to market, to school, to hospital, and use a boat because the location is already cannot access with the what is it, motorcycle. So this is already in the water. Next. This is the woman adaptation. I think become a fisherman is the what is it, is the important, because they said if they want to go to the work, it's far from their location, they need some money to use a boat. For a boat they must spend, it's about 10,000 rupiah for go to the park of motorcycle, and then go to the working area. So they don't, I think they think they it's better they become a fisherman, because surrounding of the area is already water. So many pond of in the area is using for making living for the fishermen in the timbul sloko. Okay, next. Yeah, this is the situation of children. You see that children must what is it, make sure that the uniform is still what is still dry before they go to the school. So if they cannot use the boat, they must walking. It's about 1.5 kilometer from the alley, so they must walking. But so the consequence, not every day for the children go to school, because sometimes they said they're very tired for 5 kilometers, not, yeah, 5 kilometers to go to the school. So sometimes they don't go to the school, and only 3 times for a week they go to school. And then the situation, sometimes children don't know, but about the situation in the water, they still what play, but they don't know the the what is it, the danger of if they not drown. Maybe they already what is it, know about the danger, but it's still what is it, not safely for the children. Okay, next. Okay. I think is the same. This I said, Ibu Muji wait for the boat take her to the home, and then this is the home, and is the woman go to the market using a boat too. Okay, next. This is economic adaptation. They have many seafood. They use milk fish. Shred milk fish become abon, and for the vegetable, they use their terrace to plant many vegetable. But I think it's not better than we use what is it? Use uh, not in hanging like that. Okay, next. Next, maybe the next after this. Okay. Okay, next, Mrs. Uswa, you can next presentation. Okay. This is economic. I said that the economic impact of the tidal flood, losing her job, so become a housewife is more what is it more better than go to the area of uh, outside. And then women are tasked to ensure that the tight household budget gets stretched to the accommodate the expenses. Added burden, the woman is more have a double burden, take with clothing the house, preventing the children from playing, and some others. And environment impact is about the how they have access to water, fresh water, and good sanitation or hygienic sanitation is very bad situation about when we said about the fresh water and sanitation, maybe because the time is already limit. So I go to the last presentation maybe, and maybe we can discuss about that. Maybe the last presentation. The last presentation, Ibu. Okay. Yeah. Yes, it is a few solution maybe. Networking with NGO like Puspita Bahari to empowering the woman, and networking with Unisula, but next week, yeah, next week for free health check and visit. So thank you for attention. Maybe many discuss or many question. It's very good. Thank you, Floris.
Yes, there I am. Yeah, thank you so much for a very interesting presentation, Mila, and great visuals. It makes me want to go to Indonesia again, drink mangrove tea. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, if you have questions for Mila and the others, post them in the chat. For now, we actually only have 10 minutes. So I would maybe, with no further ado, ask Mr. Kayekti, the head of planning of the Pekalongan City, to talk about the situation they have now and also the action plans for the future. So if you could open your camera so we can see you. That will be great. And then we can start the presentation. I'm not sure if we're going to be cut off in 10 minutes, but let's see if you have some key messages for us on the situation in Pekalongan City as head of planning. We still can't see you. You're muted. As you work on being visual, I can maybe let's try to get the presentation of Mr. Kayekti on the screen. Let's see if that works. Otherwise, I think already there's some compliments in the chat, by the way, by the presentations. Thank you so much. Any questions, please put them in the chat. And I think already we get a lot of insights in challenges, so
good.
solutions. There you are. Yeah, we hear you.
Hi, Floris.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for joining.
I will try to open my camera, but
yes, because it worked before. We tried. You were the most impressive one sitting on a desk, probably in the office of Pekalongan City.
okay. Everybody can see my camera? Not yet, Floris?
No, not yet. No. And otherwise, we try just the presentation with your sound, because the sound is working perfectly. We could otherwise just do the presentation, and I promise that you're a very handsome man. Everybody have seen that. And you're at the desk at the Pekalongan City office.
Download file. Enggak sudah di folder download. Okay.
Does it work to share the presentation, or? Or otherwise, we just keep it at some key points you can tell us as well about the situation now and maybe the action plan. We're running a bit late, but let's not stress. Everybody had a bit of technical problems, as me as well.
Can I start my presentation?
Yeah, we see it on the screen. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I will explain existing condition and action plan to anticipate lowland area in Pekalongan City. Next. This is my city. The people economic growth in 2021 3.59%. The large of my city is small, only 46.42 kilometers square. Our district only 4 district, kecamatan, and 27 sub-districts or kampung. Population is 308,310 people in 2021. My city have a leading sector is batik and fisheries, and have awards from UNESCO, Creative City, Network for
Sorry,
Craft.
Mr. Kayekti, your slides are moving.
Okay, I will next presentation. This is my city. If we see geographic, Pekalongan is part of north coast of Java, Central Java.
Still not moving the slide, so maybe if you put it to slideshow or just
still
scroll
not see my presentation, Floris?
We do see the presentation, but it's only the first slide. So existing condition and action plan. That's the slide that we all see. So the first slide. So it's not moving.
I will try to show you.
So now we see geographic. So if you scroll down in the same way, we can follow your slides.
Okay.
Great.
Pekalongan is part of north of coast of Java. Height 0 to 6 meters above sea level, slope 0 to 8%, but some locations have elevations below sea level, maybe 1.5 meters from below from sea level, but we haven't calculated that area yet. There are 4 rivers that pass through Pekalongan City and empties into Java Sea, named Maduri, Bremi, Pekalongan, and Banger. There has been a decrease in land surface, land subsidence, and seawater intrusion. Several challenges in drainage management due to very flat topography and the threat of rising sea levels as a result of climate change. Okay, next. I will show you a problem of Pekalongan City. There are 3 problems, big problems. First, a flood and tidal flood rock like a Semarang. Second is land subsidence, and 3, non-availability of raw water. Next. This is flooded area in Pekalongan. Maybe there are 31% of all area in Pekalongan. Next, the graphic of inundation in Pekalongan city from 2017 to 2020, average 32.81%. Next. Land subsidence in Pekalongan City, we have monitoring result from Geological Agency in May 7th to 2022. In that monitoring, there is one area is so deep in land subsidence is Hugeng Stadium in the Pasir Katon Kramat in West Pekalongan. There is 11.9 centimeters in 2 years, or almost 6 centimeters per years. Next. This is flood condition in May 2022, like Prof. Imam explained in his presentation. In Terto, West Pekalongan, very high tide is rising. Maybe there is 1.4 meters on May 25. Next. Impact on batik industry caused by flood, by tide, sea level rise. One, in production process stop. Second, supply of raw water interrupted and marketing disturbed. Next, in impact of the fishery sector, activities of the fish auction are disturbed. Annual production of catch fisheries decreasing. We ever have a good production of fishery in 190, but until now is decreasing every year. Another problem, harvest failures.
Mr. Yeah, sorry to break in, but we're actually out of time. Maybe we can. Yeah, it's not your fault, of course. We had technical difficulties, but they're very strict and they're gonna kill the broadcast.
Okay.
Minutes. Can you maybe move to the last slides with your conclusions and your vision, maybe, if that's possible? Sorry about this.
Next. Mr. Floris and another. Pekalongan have a big project to make a dike construction. Until now, we have a project post dike construction. First, institutional strengthening of flood control facilities and infrastructure operators. And then maintenance of flood control facilities and infrastructure, and then water space development, and adaptation of affected communities, revitalization of drainage and sanitation land use, fish ponds, tourism, conservation on the south and north side dikes, handling of water pollution and potential use of raw water, land subsidence rate handling, and tidal flood management in the East Levy. Okay, pause of no. post-die construction is
Mr. Kayekti, maybe because we're going to be killed in 1 minute actually, and I'm very sorry about that. But we're really going to give you the chance to present this at another moment. Maybe we can stop the presentation and get everyone on the screen as in the last minute. Is that okay?
Thank you very much, Flores.
Yes, and we're going to give you. Maybe everyone can come to the screen. Yeah, very good. And of course, sorry for cutting the time, but otherwise we will be cut. And then this is the moment always with the last message, and I think we should give that to you, Mr. Kayekti, if you're still there. And then we close up, I would say, because in 1 minute we will be gone. And now we lost Mr. Kayekti. I think in the last minute, thank you so much. There he is again. Also, Pai Mam, who's not in the screen. Thank you so much for very interesting presentations. We will make sure that we share the presentations as well. And maybe if you have the last minute message for us, Mr. Kayekti, that will be very nice. And then we close off because we gave you a bit less time. So if you have a last message, please go. Otherwise, I would say thank you all. Very interesting session. Sorry that we were running late, but thanks for the interaction on the chat and compliments. And we hope to see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.